Oh, here we are. We are in the museum at Dinosaur Junction. Billy Dorn is joining us now. Has been his pet project for quite some time, and it's so cool to see this come to fruition.
Yeah.
I know you've had your Fossil Posse Kids Camp going on for a
Right.
couple years, but now we actually have a place that we can visit year round.
Yeah, absolutely, Tricia. And as you mentioned, this is a really dream come true. This museum is 12, 13 years almost in the making of a lot of bruised and battered body parts, hiking up in the hills, finding the bones of these incredible creatures. And a lot of people say, well, Billy, why did you build a museum in the high country? Well, being up in the high country, we're like an hour and a half from Denver or from Fruita. So I thought also we find so much stuff up here. I felt like it was kind of my job to take care of all these amazing treasures that nature has offered up and build something where we can all come and enjoy and learn from.
Well, and believe it or not, these kind of creatures roamed these parts. Many, Bill.
Some hundreds of millions, yes.
Yeah, I'll let you do the timing on this.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing about this. But it's so cool to see this and to be able to walk around and
Yeah.
really immerse yourself in this experience and think about what it would have been like.
It would have been a place you'd be on the run the whole time, pretty much. To give you an idea of timing, though, the oldest fossil I've found so far, right here in Eagle County, in fact, within a stone's throw of Edwards, is a single footprint about the size of my fingers, that big, so as to a dinosaur about the size of a turkey. And that footprint is 230 million years old. And to put some perspective on that, the Rocky Mountains are 70 million years old.
Okay.
And then this guy behind us, this is Allosaurus. He would have been about 150 million years ago. And this is the dinosaur that started it all, Tricia. I first found bones from Allosaurus, bones and footprints, back in around 2010. And that kind of got the ball rolling for me in the world of paleontology, and then it's grown basically to all of this.
Okay, and then this one, you're almost outgrowing the space here,
Yeah,
Billy.
yeah.
Look at this guy, he barely fits in this space.
And this is a small one of this type. This is called Camarasaurus. He's a member of a group of dinosaurs called the sauropods, or the long necks.
Okay.
That includes Diplodocus, Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, Camarasaurus, and they were truly massive. They were the biggest of the biggest. These are the earth shakers. As they walk by, the ground would have shook under our feet for sure. Yeah.
I just have visions of Jurassic Park movie
Yeah,
in my head.
it's not too far off. Every time someone takes a step, the water shakes, the cars move. It would have been mini earthquakes. Some of these animals weighed upwards of 140, 150,000 pounds, which is incredible to think about that walking across the land. But they were here.
And
Their bones
eating,
prove it.
they were
Eating
just
up to
eating.
1,000 pounds of food every day or two. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have, yes.
This one, your latest edition.
I want to step over here. Can I get on this side of you?
Yeah.
So this is the animal, this is probably the most famous dinosaur. This, of course, Tyrannosaurus Rex, the best Hollywood agent of any dinosaur. And this little display here actually shows two of the most famous dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and just below it, Velociraptor, of course, made famous from the Jurassic Park movies. But one of the things we like to show in this museum, Tricia, is kind of the reality of what dinosaurs were like, and especially for kids, because sometimes nowadays with computers and movies, they can get a little skewed.
Yeah.
I get kids that think certain dinosaurs were real. It did exist. That never really existed in some of the movies. But Velociraptor, that's a full-size Velociraptor.
Okay.
He's only about as tall as a wild turkey. He's about 5 feet long, and that's full-grown. They weren't the size of the ones in Jurassic Park.
Okay.
However, we did have one here in Colorado that was the size of the ones in Jurassic Park called Deinonychus, which is scary, very scary animal.
Oh, well, and just look at the head on
Yeah.
that and the teeth.
Well, that guy had some of the biggest teeth ever found were from Tyrannosaurus Rex. In fact, the biggest one, I think, was somewhere to 12 to 14 inches long. And to give you an idea, that mouth could eat a cow in one bite. A
No,
cow.
You've got this here, too. Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah, there's a perfect look, a shot of some seriously gigantic banana-sized teeth.
Oh, wow.
And
Banana size, yeah.
Banana size. And here's something really cool. Dinosaurs grew their teeth the entire life, all the way to where they died in adulthood. Their teeth would constantly regenerate, similar to a shark, but not as dramatic as a shark. In fact, when we're digging up plant eaters like hadrosaurs, the big duck-billed dinosaurs, or Triceratops, a famous one with the horns, we often find these teeth simply lying there because they'll bite into something and rip into it, and teeth will just break out of their mouth because they're going to grow back, so they don't care.
They don't care.
They just want the food.
They don't need to visit the dentist.
No, they just
All
want
right.
the food.
But you need to visit the museum at Dinosaur Junction. You're located right in Edwards.
Right here, 1121 Edwards, right in the heart of Edwards, and we are going to continue to grow. As you mentioned, we almost have outgrown this little space, which I thought, how am I going to fill this, 6 months ago? And here we are, filled basically now. And we're going to grow and expand and bring in even bigger skeletons, truly giant, massive stuff. And our goal for this museum is to not only be a hub of science and education, especially for kids and classes, but really be like a paleontological area where people can come and study the fossils we have in Eagle County. We have so much here that that's kind of like, this has brought light to that it needs to be focused on. And so that's the goal, is to be a full-on education science center.
Okay, and best ways to follow you, websites or
Website,
social media?
dinosaurjunction.org, dinosaurjunction.org. We are an official 501c3 nonprofit, so any donations will help us grow for sure. And you'll be reading more about us, because when this snow melts, I'm going to be out there hunting. There's more and more dinosaurs to be found, more crocodiles, sharks, turtles, anything prehistoric, there's more to be found, and I'm going to get out there and find it, including Tyrannosaurus rex.
Okay, Billy, thanks so much for the
Of course,
tour.
thank you.